game is way too loud? Okay, give me a sec. How about that? We'll use this intro as a way to test this out. Can y'all hear me okay? Okay. Know that the game music can vary quite a bit, but I think in game, like, it should be a little bit better. It should be close to this volume for a lot of stuff, but I'll keep an eye out, and if you like, if it starts blaring at you, just let me know. Yeah. I'm very curious to see what they've done with the graphics of like the game proper with this, because I honestly I really like the retro graphics a lot, but we'll see. And I can change them back if like I decide that they're not so happy. I really like this shot, just kind of the cool like transition into hyperspace. Okay, so I can name my captain here. I'll name my captain Serene. The starship. Oh boy, what should I name this starship? Let's see. Do we have starship name suggestions? I kind of like the idea of the Serenity, but maybe something else. Let's see. Call this the USS Europa. Okay. Moderate, cycler off, music on. Okay, let's go ahead and exit this menu. So what we're going to do is we're going to head on over to Earth. See how Earth's doing right now. Actually, I feel like the HD graphics keep a lot of the heart in there.
Attention, Interloper. Heed this recorded message.
Wrong one! Wrong one!
The vessel speaks with the voice and authority of Urquan. You are trespassing within Urquan space. This world, Earth, may not be approached for any reason, nor will hostilities against our orbital platform be tolerated. In addition, your ship does not respond to standard hierarchy identification transmissions, and is therefore deemed to be independent. This is not permissible. Only subservience shall be tolerated. This drone now leaves to inform the Urquan of your transgressions. You are commanded to remain here and await the arrival of the Urquan. Disobedience will be punished.
Alright. So, I always like listening to that full first speech. The Urquan are pretty cool villains.
Attention unidentified space vessel. I am Starbase Commander Hayes of the slave planet Earth. Hyperwave contact extremely situation critical. Energy cores exhausted. Scanners
They
and
did
deep
this
radar
transmission
are
better with the
non-functional. We
HD.
cannot identify your vessel. Are you the scheduled hierarchy resupply ship? Repeat. Are you the resupply vessel? What? Never mind, look. We won't last much longer. Here's our situation. According to our oath of fealty to the Urquan, we must maintain the starbase, but we have no space vessels of our own, and the shield prevents us from contacting Earth, so we're totally dependent on the Urquan supply vessels for everything we need up here. We know there's a hierarchy base on the surface of the Earth, but we can't contact them. The Urquan were supposed
Really,
to
what they
resupply the
need
base at
here-
regular 5-year intervals, but we haven't received anything in almost 8 years. What we don't recycle, we can usually synthesize.
Is
But
some
to do so,
new
we need replacement
radioactives
for our
to
generator
keep the
energy
rave
core.
party going.
If you could bring us some radioactive elements, we can fabricate the cores ourselves. Are you willing to help us?
Let's do it.
Make sure to mention this the next time I talk with our masters. I'm sure they will reward you.
Okay, so we did that, and now what we're just gonna do is we're gonna get like a whole bunch of supplies. Because like we're already in the solar system. Oh, actually I should probably get Earth's stuff later. Or the moon's. We'll get the moon stuff later. Haha, yeah. I'll go die on Venus real quick. I can actually harvest Venus later, but Venus is difficult. I'll just... What I'll do first is I will... Ah, crud. So I think I'm gonna prioritize getting... I'm pretty sure Mercury's pretty bad too. Venus is a terrible place. So we'll go here. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do instead? So what I do really want to upgrade my ship. So I think... So what I'll do first is I might go to Mercury in a bit. But if I remember correctly, one of the moons of Jupiter has some radioactives, and it is not awful. Ugh. You're killing me out here. Okay. Okay, so let's do moons of Jupiter. So gas giants in this game are essentially useless. They're just kind of cool. So now I'll dispatch something here. We'll just collect the stuff on this planet just to collect it. Oh, hang If you look at the red meter on the left at the bottom right there, that shows how much stuff I can still collect. And some, like, if you are at the max and you're about to collect like a huge mineral deposit like that, it actually like it gimps it, and you don't get as much as you could have. So it's just good to like be careful of that. No, the big thing I'll have to be aware of is I believe you can land like each landing on a planet uses a quarter of a unit of fuel. So you can do it a few times. Oh, Callisto. What you doing, Callisto? Not having anything at all. So, let's see. This is what I named my ship after because it's the coolest planet in the solar system. Coolest planetary body. And it has radioactives. And this one is not awful. So there's some radioactives there. I can bring those back in a minute. So the planets wrap around on the right and left, but not up and down. I should have landed closer. I'm not doing good speed running strats here, guys. I'm sorry. Alright. When you leave the solar system, you actually kind of want to prioritize where you go. Now, this planet has a decent amount of radioactives. However, I can do that in a bit. It's class 4 tectonics. I don't remember how difficult that is. So I'm gonna like be ready to bail out on a second. So kind of a pain, but not terrible. Okay. Yeah, no. So I'll have to show you. I will show you Venus later, because Venus is like awful to try and navigate. Let's grab this one. And this will be the last planet we navigate until... Well, actually, we'll go to Pluto, because Pluto's fun. I know technically it's not a planet anymore, but... Alright, so let's start navigating again. So that was the last planet here. Io has a nice amount of radioactives. Okay. So we will go to Pluto. Because Pluto does have some cool stuff to get. And we'll get to meet our friend Fwifo. So the little energy scan is like quest related stuff a lot of the time. So that's what we're going to see in just a minute. But if you look at this like purple mineral here, these are like the things to look for. These are worth the most resource units in the game. So it's always good to see if you can find those. They are worth so much. So that's a Spothy ship, and that's our buddy Fwifo, so we're going to talk to him. So Fwifo shot at us, because Fwifo's scared.
Attention, a big, mean, hostile alien vessel hovering overhead in an obvious attack posture. This is Spotty. I know you are going to put the coordinates.
So it
of
gives
my
you the
homeworld.
coordinates to his
Spotty,
homeworld.
ultra secret Spotty Cypher is happy. Sorry about that. Little. I was my automated defense. I hope nobody got hurt.
So we're going to kind of zip through this conversation because there's a lot. Fwifo has a lot to say. But the gist of it is that Fwifo's been stationed here.
I am Spotty Captain Farouk here in this planetary system as part of which our masters.
So he was part of. So the Urquan invaded, took over Earth, left a bunch of Spothy, which is this guy's species, and Ilrath, which we'll meet later, and to guard this planet. But the Ilrath got bored, decided to leave. The Spothy didn't want to stick around because they were scared, so they all drew straws until Fwifo was the very last alien defending this system, and he really doesn't want to. He's just kind of stuck. So we're going to convince him to join us. So I'm going to kind of zip through this conversation.
About 20 years ago, this rich then is right when the Earth joined opened. Originally, it was because we were interested in the Earthling. That made us feel and later, and finally. The Ilrath contingent were supposed to be most yes, the not long after had grown. Well, when I think well, when they were pushing
Gotta listen to this one because this is funny.
18 years ago,
They imitate
we asked them
Ilrath.
that very question, and I think they said something to the effect of real soon. We decided they would be over the two other of this rich. I am undone, and now I guess I am not revealing to you that each of them, though at present, due to the needs of my homeworld, and in fact, seeing how true, in truth, just between us, during the period and the UN sentence, as yet, since it was our most, we knew it would be grossly, but we knew then, and then, our masters done so that all we know, the Earth, we only know this indicated the Yahat the Cyrene chose to be slave shielded on a planet in the... No, that's not right. The Shofixti, they were utterly right. The Shofixti were half-past a few decades, given their habit of...
So we learned that the Shofixti evolved, destroyed their sun, and are essentially extinct.
Me, personally, I was born a poor green encrusted. My why, she won't even call me by name. Happy days, and...
Alright, so Fwifo's joined us. The ultimate evil is what the Spothy believe are always beyond, just beyond the range of their scanners and are ready to wipe them out within a moment's notice. So the ultimate evil is what they spend all their time trying to defend against / hide from. It's their greatest boogeyman, and the whole bunch of their society is dedicated to trying to not get destroyed by the ultimate evil. But as far as what they think it is, it's just kind of, it's a formless idea really more than anything else. All right, Shasso, excuse me, Propalio, it's time to probe Uranus. Check that out. So there's nothing in there, but we can't dispatch it. But we have probed Uranus. I hope you were happy about it. So gas giants by themselves usually aren't like super helpful because they have nothing of value. They often have moons that are orbiting them that are actually pretty helpful. So we've done at least some exploring. Let's go ahead and head back to Earth. They did all the preparation. They drank the full gallon of the nasty salt drink. All right, let's go talk to Hayes.
Did you find any radioactive elements for our power cores?
All right, let's do this.
Now, as soon as our engineers can refit the energy cores, there, that's much better. Power rating, deep radar systems, and what the hell kind of ship is that? Just who are you, Captain?
Captain Serene.
Star Control science mission, huh? Captain, I served as a Star Control officer during the war aboard several cruisers in the Corward Front. And if there'd been any scientific mission to Vela, I would have heard about it.
The mission was highly secret.
You know, come to think of it, there were some rumors wrecking some hush-hush operation near Androsynth Space. The Vela... So, Captain, how do you explain that Why are you...
All right. Let's fight the Urquan hierarchy.
Win back our freedom. I remember having such
Oh, yeah, he did.
once, long time ago. That was in the first years after the defeat, when it was still terrifying to look up and see the bloody.
He's
got
to be ready to impress the next person who was ready to fight the Urquan.
Sheer power of our. But over the years, I spent so much.
So he doesn't really want to fight the Urquan, which makes sense.
And now here you, me, your assistant. Captain, you're all
I mean, the Urquan kind of thrashed Earth the first war.
Consider the concept. Urquan won't just. They'll exact a gruesome record. Before I commit this, accepting the risk I have to make. If you get I will.
So we gotta take out the moon base,
Be careful,
which we actually learned from Fwifo is BS. he would make a pretty fantastic E-boy. Let's get serious for a sec. So we got like all three things on the scan. The green dots are life forms. We've got some not super important resources, but they're okay. But since we're on Earth, might as well grab them already. And if you look, it's just like little rovers driving around. You can even shoot them. It's not like terribly worth it, it's just kind of fun. So we'll grab the resources while we're here. Go back up, drop it off at the ship. Go back. So we'll gather the rest of the resources. I'm not going to take a whole lot of time to shoot the rovers. They're just kind of doing their thing. But here's the moon base, which is playing like an alien like kid song, as Fwifo tells us. Good amount of work has been made to make this station seem like it's active, but it's completely abandoned once again. That was the Spothy abandoning the system, and the Ilrath getting bored and leaving. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the station real quick.
Have you dealt with the base yet?
And
I'll be darned. All these years we've been listening to their incoherent broadcast, and we never even guessed. Captain, listen closely. Long-range sensors show a ship closing on this station fast. Our computer identifies it as Ilrath.
So this is an
Avenger
Ilrath
class.
coming up.
I think you've got a fight on your hands, Captain. Your best bet is to wait until you have point-blank range. Captain, it's jamming our signal.
So he says that, but that's definitely not the case. The Ilrath have a very vicious close-range weapon, so we're gonna use
When I intercepted that Quan drone and learned
our missiles
that an
because they walk on from a long
starship
distance.
had approached Earth, I never expected to find such a remarkable vehicle in the hands of a human. Humans are prey animals.
This is if the Kazon were actually cool, though.
But here is a human in an armed starship, and therefore in direct violation of the oath of fealty. I am sure our masters,
Each of the
or
alien
Quan,
races have a different
will
font
punish
as well.
Earth most severely for this treachery. When I present them with the twisted wreckage of your ship and your many charred corpses.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask them where they came from, because that gives us the most information. It introduces us to the Pekunk,
Since you will
who are
soon be
fantastic.
dead, I will gladly explain. We have spent many years gleefully preying on the Pekunk. They are a pitiful, easily killed species. And we would have continued in this divine worship of Dokar and Kazon, but we required additional crew members and repairs to our cloaking device. So we departed the Jiglass constellation and set course for home. But before we had reached our region of space, we detected the passage of a nearby vessel, the Quan drone. It informed us about you, so here we are. And now, you die.
So, as you might be able to glean from that conversation, their ship is damaged. They're not going to be able to use their cloaking device, so they're going to be, generally speaking, pretty easy. There we go. With their cloaking device, you have to, like,
What a beautiful sight,
You have to
Captain.
do
I
a
haven't
little
seen
bit
an Avenger
more
blown away like
running
that since
around
the battle in Draco.
they're
I
not.
guess you've
This ship
shown
isn't
that you can handle
particularly
yourself in
good at
battle,
taking them
Captain.
out.
So my last reservation about helping you has been dissolved. I will commit this station to helping free Earth and defeat the Urquan. We may get our atoms rearranged in the process, but by God, Captain, we're going to try. So the obvious first step is to get the precursor equipment and software over here so that we can make... But then what, Captain?
Then let's
Yes,
kick some
Captain.
butt.
We'll do just that. By the way, Captain, I think we need a name for this new alliance we're going to forge. And since it was your idea, it's only fair that you get the honor of naming it. So, what will it be?
the Empire of Serene. United Federation of Worlds. So, I like that you can name it. I'm gonna go with the classic name just because gotta have some classic star control. So, we're gonna be the New Alliance of Free Stars.
Okay, that sounds pretty inspiring. So be it. The New Alliance of Free Stars. Now, Captain, I expect the configuration process for the starbase to take at least 2 weeks, so let's get to work.
So they say 2 weeks, and usually you're like, oh, that's fine. I don't
Good
care
news
too
to
much
report,
about
Captain. We have
But this
successfully
game has a
integrated
time
the
limit,
precursor
so
technology
we're
from
gonna
your
have to,
ship
like,
into our
no
fabricated
matter what we
system,
do, we
and
have
as
to
you can
spend
see,
our
we've
time
already begun
wisely.
minor repairs on your ship, patching up some of the micrometeorite holes. We noticed that your ship does not have an emergency warp escape unit, so our engineers rigged up some for you and each of your escorts. Now you should be able, with the touch of a button.
So that
There
allows
is
us
a unit
to
gulps up 5 fuel
escape from
units.
any
Also,
battle.
we now have a
And
limited
if we use our
capacity.
flagship,
And to train new
it
members
uses
of your
5
crew
fuel
for the
units, which
flagship
can
and any
be.
ships. Captain, I know if you have need.
So we're gonna offload some resources. We actually have a decent amount of RUs
Not a
now,
bad job. Certainly.
and so we can
Fine.
we'll talk to him.
Bring
We
back
can
the-
talk to him more about that stuff later. But really, what I need to do is I need to upgrade my starship. One of the big things I need is more fuel. And then we're gonna add some speed modules. We gotta go fast. So these are the thrusters. And then we'll add some more turn power as well. And then what we'll do is we will go ahead and exit the starbase. So you notice I'm still turning slow, but we'll be quite a bit faster now. And what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to brave Mercury. So we'll scan it again. Mercury's actually got some good stuff. But there's a few things you want to check before you land on a planet. You want to check the temperature, the weather, and the tectonics. Now, 165 degrees Celsius is kind of hot. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save here. I'm going to call it Serene. Okay, scan it again. So these are the cool things it has. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to land. I don't remember how difficult this planet is. That's part of the reason I... So this planet's a skosh difficult. And we'll use up some fuel getting stuff off of it. Lost a crew member there, but that's okay. It just happens. And we'll be careful. We'll mine this planet as well as we can. I also need to get some crew for this ship and Fwiffo's ship. Because when we mine all this, we're gonna have a decent amount to work with. Oh shit. So high temperature, I think, is the most difficult planetary hazard to work with, aside from like certain creatures. Some creatures are ridiculous and they just make it very hard to get anything done. And I'll show you creatures when they come up. There's not going to be like any alien life, so they're it's good to try and catch creatures because you can sell their data to another alien species that you can trade for information, which we're not going to do because, you know, we've got cool game guides we can use if we need to. But what we are going to trade it for is ship upgrades and technology upgrades, because they are one of the most important parts of like this game. You can make like really cool upgrades to your flagship when you do that, and you can make your flagship just a vicious weapon of destruction. Okay, by popular request, we're gonna try. There we go. We're gonna go to Venus. I'm gonna save it, because it's very likely that Venus can blow up my ship. Oh, it's not even worth it. So here's what I'm going to show you. So first of all, temperature is 457 degrees Celsius, weather is class 8. I'm going to land on it for like maybe a second, because you're going to see why. Because we're not going to deal with that. It is terrible. Like, later on, we're going to do that. So the resources on Venus, by the way, are also garbage. So, like, the only reason we'll do it is just to say, screw you, Venus. But Venus is awful. And we'll need all sorts of shuttle upgrades before we can really get the stuff off of it. And like I said, the stuff that's on it is not really worth our time. Whereas the stuff on Mercury actually is good. Alright, let's go back, bring this back to the ship. So, Propelio, what did you think of Venus? Was it everything you had hoped for and more? Actually, no, we can... So I think there's just... really is the best, worst planet in the solar system. So we're going to go to Saturn, because I think Saturn has Titan. And we can explore Titan, but we can't explore Saturn. So Titan has... Honestly, like, its resources are so-so. Like, nothing special. But since, once again, since it's in the solar system, might as well grab it. When you get the weather upgrade, it's really nice because, like, it's hard. Like the lighting just sort of materializes, and you don't know when it's gonna just do something like that. It just kind of it's very easy for it to take out some crew. And so getting the weather upgrade is very nice because even when you get struck by lightning, usually not too much happens. So we got that. Now the last place we need to go is Neptune, because I think Neptune has Triton, if I remember correctly. There you go, there's Triton. So this one, similarly, not super special. Resources are just kind of meh. But they'll help out a little bit. So just like I said, it's mostly barren. It's nothing that exciting. Alright, so now we're gonna head back to the station. Gonna get some crew. And see if we can upgrade the rest of the speed stuff on our ship.
Hello, Captain.
Minerals to offload.
Good work, Captain. Blow up an Earth.
So now what we'll do, let's go to the shipyard. Actually, yeah, the shipyard, because we do need to crew ourselves up. And then we'll go here because we want to get some more turning jets. The turning speed that we've been doing has been terrible. And so if you notice, we have like a little bit more to go there. So what we're going to do is we're going to depart this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at our star map. And we're going to go to Sirius because it's right next door. Sirius doesn't have a whole lot going on. But it has one planet we can visit. actually, boy. Oh, but its tectonics are bad. So, check out this planet. Temperature 1035 Celsius. This is not a place we're going to be able to explore right now. So let's see where else we can go. There's Sol. We're going to head for this little cluster. The Centauri cluster. Actually, hang on. Yeah, let's head for Gamma Centauri. And we're going to want to stay close to Earth because there might be Slylandro probes roaming about, and they are a pain at the beginning of the game. That's probably one. So I'm going to want to save. Gonna navigate. They are very, very fast. And they will hunt after me for a while. With your ship speed and turning fully upgraded, you can actually stay away from them, which is fantastic. This one's got Class 6. Yeah, we're not going to do this one. Oh, look. This one has a little moon. That's happy. Cyanic World. Ugh. Class 3 Tectonics probably isn't bad. Usually this world isn't worth it, but since we're already here and we got a Slylandro after us. I really like the planet exploration music. A lot of it's kind of spooky. So I think tectonics are usually about the easiest thing to dodge, unless the tectonic score is really high. Now watch as I die by tectonics. Alright. So now let's go to the planet itself. Ooh, nice. It's got class 5 tectonics. But it's got a lot of gold. Okay. This one, well, what we're going to do is we're going to save. Because that's what you do when you know, just the RPG quick survival guide tip right there. Save all the time. Yeah, this one's got a lot of gold. Oof. A lot of gold. More gold. Go back up. We're going to leave a lot of these resources alone because they're not terribly worth it. Especially not on a planet that's this dangerous this early in the game. Okay. So we got that done. So we're going to save now. Because that Slylandro is after us. Make sure to save. There we go. We're going to navigate to Alpha Centauri. And it's likely we're going to have to fight that Slylandro. But we'll talk to it just because it's kind of funny to hear what they say. There we go. So that's a single Slylander probe. It's just trying to get to know us. It's just a little replication happy.
We come in peace.
Oh, that's cool. That's a cool new look for the probe.
Remote probe programmed to replicate. Report data. Contact alien species. Priority override. New behavior dictated. Must break target into component materials.
Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and okay, we got it. So the cool thing is when you destroy a ship, you get resource units. But they are a menace. So let's see. I'm gonna save here. So this is a mega system, and you can always find the Melnorm here, which are the trade race. But the other cool thing is you've got a lot of cool planets to check. See if there's any nifty resources. We'll go ahead and do this for about 10 more minutes and then call it good for the day. We've got work tomorrow after all. Yeah, that's 159 degrees. Yeah, and the resources there just really weren't worth it. So let's see. Let's go to this planet. There's one of them.
I am Trade Master Greenish, in command of the Melnome starship,
They look
inevitably
about the
successful
same.
in all circumstances. I bid you haste. Though we Melnome we have longed and look forward.
So they are just here for all the profits.
Even before our first, though your struggle to free frost, which we have created, we gather our as if yours, our origins, we are first our unwillingness to give about our history, psychonic physiology, the locations of homeworld. These important are available. Yes, since this is.
So essentially, so you can ask him why his bridge turns
That's
purple.
The fee for this information is.
So the funny thing is over the game you can actually accumulate 12 million credits, but you can never actually buy that information.
We appreciate your.
So there's nothing that we can sell him yet. We have to find Rainbow Worlds / we have to oof, this planet's too hot. Oh, but the stuff it has is too good. We might be able to like land right on it. Hang on. But yeah, they upgrade your technology and they're definitely worth finding. And so we're gonna waste a little bit of fuel, but like it is worth it to grab this stuff because this is the purple items, and they're the most the most expensive resources in the game, so they get you a lot of money. Shot instead of leaving the planet. So there we go. That was a good planet. Maybe we can talk to the Melnorme later. Alright, so next up we're going to go to this large gas giant here. Like I said, gas giants usually aren't worth our time, but as I said, they can often have some moons orbiting them that have stuff. This is a dust world. This one isn't worth it. So there's different categories of planets, and they, like, you know, some of them are a lot more worth your time, and some of them are definitely not. This is a super dense world. Check out the temperature of it. It is 1,322 degrees Celsius. Excuse me. So this one, and it just has the gray minerals, which that is absolutely not worth our time. That is a very easy place to get a shuttle blown up. Okay, so this is the third one. The fourth one, I think, is that red planet up there. So we'll head over there real quick. So this one, once again, also very hot, not worth our time. And it might just be that the planets we're going to now are going to be just too warm. Because we're like, this is a pretty large star. This one's cooler. It doesn't really have any resources that I want to brave for how hot it was on that planet. That planet was 507 degrees Celsius. Usually for like when it's really hot, especially at the beginning of the game, I'm just gonna, like, the only things I'll really risk it for are like the purple resources. Oh, not worth it. Just a gas giant. Well, eventually we'll find a gas giant that we do want to visit, but that's going to be a little while. This planet is probably, I'm guessing this one's going to be far too hot. Oh, but it's another purple one. Okay. It's worth it. Gotta do it. It might not be worth it. Damn it. Not if we're that far away, at least. That was close. Gotta keep my hand on that shift button. Okay, we'll see how many of these that we can get, because we'll have to think about fuel. We also have to think about crew, because we can't lose too much crew. Boy, that weather's just class 3. I feel like it's acting like much higher class than that. Okay, got 2 with that. That was cool. They have to be at least somewhat expendable. I mean, really, crew are just hit points in this game. The only way that they're not expendable is if you're talking to the Druge. Let's try that again. It's the risk that we're all willing to take. Oh, hang on. Oh, check it out. I'm actually almost out of space. So we're going to leave this planet for now. We're going to head back home because, like, we're actually starting to run low on fuel. Well, I'll show you how much money we'll get from those resources we gathered. think you're gonna see how much like how it's worth it to just like kind of like pick and choose the resources you're going for. So my cargo hold is relatively small, and you can increase that, but for now, like the biggest thing I need to do is increase my speed. So what I'll do is I'll upgrade my ship, see what else I can do, because this is a pretty good haul I've got. So this is going to be worth it.
I hope the battle... Excellent work, Captain.
So I got quite a few resource units from that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna refuel for one. Well, hang on. What I really want to do first is upgrade all my speed stuff. There we go. So now I've got the full speed upgrade. So what I can do now is fuel up my ship just to make sure I have enough. Fuel is a pretty big cost in this game, but once you get the teleporter, it's not as bad. Crew pod, there's a storage bay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add another crew pod, and then one more fuel tank. Not a dynamo unit right now, even though they are kind of cool to have. So those are my weapons. Let's see. Let's recrew up a little bit. So that gives me a lot more crew. Later on you can like start building new ships. Right now this is just what I have. So that's this first part of Star Control 2. And like the next, like a lot of the early game, what we're going to be doing here is we're actually just going to be gathering minerals so that we can build stuff. We're also going to like, we need to, yeah, we'll need to get the teleporter pod and all that. So there's a few things we're going to be prioritizing, and we'll get those out of the way, and then get some of the main quests of the game out of the way. And you'll get to meet the colorful cast of aliens. And yeah, it should be, I hope you enjoy watching it. Yeah, I know, like, some of you may have seen at least some of this before. But this is, yeah, it's a pretty nice game. This is one that's near and dear to my heart. So, with that, been going for about an hour. I should probably stop. I've got to get ready for work tomorrow. All that jazz. But I hope you enjoyed watching, even just for a little bit. Alright. Thanks for jumping in, and I will see you next time.